What is going on, viewers of YouTube? Sunspot here, and I am back giving you guys my review of the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Autobots Stylor and CHROMEDOME 6-inch collectible figure. As per usual, I do want to highlight the box to have very nice artwork of CHROMEDOME himself, looking very pretty and glossy. I do love how they kind of blurred out his image. It just looks so freaking cool. The paint scheme is amazing with the orange and the blue and the kind of a goldish yellow, which I'll highlight more on the figure. Does have the Generations Autobot symbol right there. It says Transformers on the side. The transparent cover where you would see the figure inside with all of his accessories, and do have a nice image of CHROMEDOME in his alt mode, looking very pretty and very G1-esque. Does say Titans Return Deluxe Class for ages 8 and up. The Hasbro logo and Autobot Stylor and CHROMEDOME. Sides of the box here are quite simple. Another very pretty image of CHROMEDOME. Does say Titans Return, and basically the same for the others. For the other side, only it just has the transparent cover instead. Back of the box highlights the Headmaster transformation. Hey, look, it's Fortress Maximus. That's kind of cool. Titans Return works with compatible Con, so that's kind of cool. Very G1-esque. CHROMEDOME in both his alt mode and his robot mode here, as well as his little Autobot Stylor here, which is his Headmaster, and you could see Stylor can sit inside. I have not tested that out yet, but I am very excited to. And as you could see, you can get Alpha Trion Soundwave and Highbrow in the same wave, as well as Cobbler. So very cool. I am loving just this very G1-esque grid thing going on in the back. I know it's very relevant, but it's cool to me. And here's a biography of the character. If you like, can pause and read that now, you can. As for the figure himself, you have no idea how long it took me to attain this specific Transformer. I have looked everywhere for at least a month or more, going to Walgreens almost every single day, and finally I have found him. I loved the G1 toy of him growing up as a kid, so to have him in this remastered form, especially as still a Headmaster, is just amazing. Let's take a closer look. As for the head sculpt, probably the main aspect of this figure, as it is with most Transformers these days, this is definitely spot on. I am in love with what they did with this this head sculpt, only because it's actually a Headmaster and you can hardly tell it is that. And just to give you guys a 360 view here of the head, I know it's focusing on the shoulder right now, but you could tell that's where the transformation is, the main body of Stylor. Looking very cute. I'm loving it. The visor has a very nice ocean blue effect with kind of like a sunshine orange-ish faceplate, which is very cool. It works really well with the brown on the rest of the figure, which I'll highlight in a bit, and just the overall sculpt is very well made. You could tell the ridges are nicely sculpted in his little ears here. Do like all these indentations with his little, I guess, his mohawk that, you know, starts from, I guess, his brow or whatever. So it's very cool, very G1-esque, and it's just a wonderful head sculpt. And same goes for the rest of the figure. The color variety here is actually really impressive. I'm not sure how it's turning out on camera at the moment, but this is not a white color. It is most definitely appearing as white on the camera, but if you know, especially the G1 version of CHROMEDOME here, this is a very, I guess, an opaque brown, a very light, very light brown, and it works really well with the dark chocolate brown here, as well as the red, the silver, and touches of orange and blue as well. So just the amount of detail they put in here is very impressive. I do like the Autobot symbol, a lot of indentations and details put into the inner workings of the chest, especially. You could tell there are some, I guess, these little pipes that connect the chest to the shoulder piece. Very mechanical looking, which, you know, is kind of a necessity with Transformers, even if they're not Michael Bay Transformers. Do love the paintwork here. No spills, which is always nice. Pretty generic hands. You know, they just have the hole in there for the weapons. Some really good detail there. You could tell a nice chrome silver there on the shoulder. The back is very beautiful. It's the hood of the car. and this is painted on. This is not, you know, a mold. And is it painted on? It's actually kind of feels like a sticker, but either way, I love the color variety here. A very, very reflective silver with highlights of blood red, which is very nice, and you could tell his Autobot symbol is wonderfully stuck on. And damn, the front of that car is so cool. Do love the blood headlights, the blue headlights. Some indentations there for the engine. The wheels, you know, they're pretty generic. They're a hard plastic. They actually sculpted in some bolts and screws in there too, which is kind of cool. So very neat. Moving down on the figure, his abdomen here, a nice kind of, I gotta say, I guess I'll call this an abs plate or whatever, so it's very cool. This is a solid color here, his crotch piece. A lot of detail they put, actually. It's very smooth. All the indentations they put, very even, symmetrical, which is nice. Some more of that chocolate brown color for the legs here. Again, this looks very mechanical, which is always nice. This kind of bothers me, these little chrome pieces here for the joints. A little bit. I wish they put a plate over it or something, but some more of that chocolate brown color for the legs here. Again, this looks very mechanical, which is always nice. This kind of bothers me, these little chrome pieces here for the joints. A little bit. I wish they put a plate over it or something, but it's no big deal. Interestingly enough, these wheels are actually transparent. At first, when I took them out of the packaging, I thought they were kind of dirty. You know, a dirt effect that they did, but actually it's a transparent black, so that's very cool. And I do love these little chrome pieces on the legs with some highlights of ocean blue. The feet are very tiny. They're a chocolate brown, and again, this just works so well with each other. The very, very light tan brown with the dark chocolate brown, so it just works really well. And here are the windows for his alt mode. They actually work very well for the legs. They don't really stick out that much. Again, if you are a Transformers collector, you'd expect this. This really won't bother anybody. And the windows are obviously a transparent font here, and do have some pegs at the top. And you know, they're not exactly pegs. They're there for a style, but I'm almost certain you can use these for weapon attachments and such. One weird thing they did, which I found very surprising, is if you look under the hood, they actually sculpted in quite a bit of detail, some bolts and screws, some indentations right here, and I thought that was just a really cool attention to detail. They really didn't have to do it, but hey, they did. As for articulation, this has a pretty good amount, actually, especially for a deluxe Transformer. Starting off with his head here, it can rotate fully the full 360. It can look up, not too much. I mean, technically, if you kind of lift up this back piece and go a little bit further, but, you know, there's no point to that. It can wobble left and right. His arm here can rotate fully since it is on a ball joint. Be careful of the wheel and some paint rub. Can go in and out, forward and back. He does have an upper arm rotation as well as a single jointed bicep. Again, this is used for the transformation because it obviously has to lock in with the rest of the arm to form the doors. The wrist here, not very movable. Again, just for transformation, they can move out and in like that. So, not much articulation. As far as the waist goes, he can rotate fully, again, for the transformation. And the legs here can go forward that much, back that much, very far actually, can basically do the splits. There is a thigh rotation here, can rotate fully, a single jointed knee, and his feet can go up and down. Unfortunately, there is no ankle pivot, but if you can tell, the feet are actually slanted slightly, so you can get some pretty cool poses after all. As for size, CHROMEDOME here stands at about the standard 6 inches. If you don't believe me, I do have my handy measuring tape here, and you can tell he is basically exactly 6 inches tall. And here he is next to his trusty best friend, Brainstorm, a fellow headmaster. This is, by the way, the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 exclusive. Beside the wingspan here that my boy Brainstorm attains, they're basically the same height. Then here is CHROMEDOME next to the leader class, Titan Returns, Galvatron. I figured this was a great way to scale this guy. You could tell that they are in great scale with each other. You know, he's a little car and he's a giant tank, so the fact that he's half his size does make sense. And here he is next to my alpaca. Now to highlight one of the main features of CHROMEDOME is his Headmaster Styler. All you do, and let me show you, is just pop his head right off. I'll just put CHROMEDOME here in the background. And yeah, this is what you are left with. And it is honestly kind of cute. What you do for a transformation is you lift up the back of his head, that becomes his legs, and if you want, you don't have to, you could kind of poke out these sides, these red sides, and it becomes Stylor's arms. And this guy is just so cool looking. I can't wait to put him inside CHROMEDOME's vehicle mode, because that'll look so cool and very G1-esque. And I know it's not appearing very well on camera, but they put a lot of detail into that head sculpt. They got the visor, the mouth, and all those indentations. Just a really, really nice attention to detail. As for accessories, CHROMEDOME here really doesn't come with much. Starting off with his standard, his standard main weapon here. You know, it's pretty cool looking. Kind of looks like a RPG, actually. They did put a little bit of detail there. You know, some indentations, and it's very simple, you know, a standard blood red color. But the other one he comes with is actually this giant, kind of like a sniper rifle, once you really think about it. And they put a lot of detail there. You could tell those, you know, those bolts and screws and stuff. So very cool. I do like these handles. Actually, that really makes it a bit more unique. And you know, for people who like to put the weapons on the alt mode, that's not me, but you could do a lot with this weapon. And of course, CHROMEDOME comes with his collector card. Look how pretty that is. I love these collector cards so freaking much. They're really addicting to collect. And to say CHROMEDOME, the Hasbro logo, Titans Return. The back shows all of his, you know, abilities and such for both CHROMEDOME and his Headmaster Styler. So very cool, and I do like these little images here. Don't know why they're kind of like humanish. That's a little bit weird. Yeah, that is actually weird. Why is there a human brain there and stuff? I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Either way, a very cool card. Alright, people. Time to transition to actually transforming CHROMEDOME. I please ask all of you, my audience, to bear with me, as in, I suck at transforming Transformers. As stupid it is to say out loud, that's the truth. So if I pause, or there's some kind of weird edits, because I messed up and I need to retrace my steps. And yes, I know this is a very simple transformer, but still. So let's just get into it. Now, the one thing I emphasize you guys to do is just remove Styler here. It'll just help. What you do now is just fold in his little cute little hands here. Just do that. They'll lock into place. For his bicep joints, just straighten out the arm as such. Now, if I remember what to do, is you lift the back up, which is his hood. Just lift it up as such, bring it to the front. You can already tell. Let's turn out to be a car and just start lifting the arms down. Just don't lock them into place just yet. And what you want to do here with his chest is just lift it up, and it'll kind of rest into place for the rest of the figure, so you can already tell it's obviously coming together. Now, if I remember what to do here, let us split open the legs here. I'm improvising, by the way. Alright, you'd want to spin this entire waist section around. What I like to do now is put these aside. And now, just fold the legs in together as such. And you could tell there's some pegs and stuff there, and it'll just, you know, it'll connect. So very simple. I like to now remove these. Again, they split apart. Just put them back together as such. There we go. Okay. And now for the feet here, I believe how I did it was I just folded them like that as such. I'm sorry if I am pausing. I suck at this. Now I gotta move the arms out of the way, so just put these together here. And kind of bring the windows down. You could tell there's some pegs right here. and some holes right there, and you just plug them in. Again, everything will kind of move away from each other, so eventually everything will lock into place though. So we're almost done, yay. And just fold in the arms here to make the doors as such, and kind of just move some things around, make it, you know, just squeeze it around, make sure everything connects the way it should. And he is basically in his alt mode. Then here is CHROMEDOME in his vehicle mode. I must say this is a very, very impressive alt mode. Taking a closer look, you could tell the detail on the sky and the paint scheme is simply beautiful. I do love the hood with that Autobot symbol that I highlighted earlier. These indented lines, very symmetrical, which is kind of emphasizes its perfection even more. Again, the windows are slightly transparent, not that much. Do have these mini mohawks here, as I like to call them. The wheels are transparent, and I'm kind of just soaring through this simply because I already showed you all this on the alt mode, on the robot mode, I'm sorry, and you could tell some more indentations there for some, I don't know really what to call these, it's skipping my mind, but a very, very cool alt mode. I am loving this so much. The bottom does not show any robot kibble whatsoever, which is honestly nice. It hides everything very well, which is kind of what you want with Transformers these days, since everything is a shell former. So a really cool alt mode, and if you want, you can connect his weapons here. Let me move the camera down. You could, you know, do it any way you want. You can connect this one right here if you like. Just be careful, not be an idiot like me. Again, I don't really like that, and if you want, you can connect this one right here if you choose to. There we go, and, you know, that's that. I'm not a big fan of this. I will not do this ever. It just looks ugly, in my opinion. It just removes all of the emphasis that the alt mode is trying to portray here, so, and you can just remove them anytime you choose, and there we go. That is the way I like them. So a really cool alt mode and epic transformation. Now to put Stylor in. So I'm just going to transform this little guy here really quick and figure out how to open CHROMEDOME's doors. It's going to be a bit tricky. You can kind of, you know, just... There we go. It's kind of hard to move it away, but there you go. So, opens right up. Very cool. Some detail in there as well. Neat. And you can just fit Stylor inside like that, and... no, his head's in the way, actually. Kind of gotta shove him in there, I guess, is what they want me to do here. Kind of like that, yeah. So, you know, he's sitting in there. He's chilling, you know, listen to his music, and you can close it up, and now he can just drive around. He can roll pretty well too, which is very neat. So I love this. It's so cool. Just like putting the headmaster in CHROMEDOME, that is so freaking cool, and just rolling him around, you know. I'm 19. This is what I do on a daily basis when I come home from college. But I don't care, because this is fun. Now to transform him back, to finalize this review, what you do is just remove his arms here, or the doors, I suppose. Lift these windows up, take Stylor out. I'm sorry, Stylor, I know, it's depressing. And just fold these windows all the way back. What you do now is split the bottom up, and just fold the legs out as such. Point the feet forward and push it back in, and just separate the legs now. So legs are already done. Then what you want to do, rotate this entire section here, lift the camera up for y'all, bring his chest piece down, remove his little hands here. You really need a nail for these, by the way. And now just lift this down, kind of fold it into his back. And now we need Stylor here. I know you're going to become his head, sir. Alright, and just shove it in, and he is back to CHROMEDOME and looking beautiful as ever. So overall, this is a must-have, especially if you are a G1 fan. If you are able to get this, which, you know, I'm sure he's available online, but if you're a real man, you hunt for him at Walgreens, because that's where he's going to be, then I highly recommend you pick this guy up. The paintwork is great, the transformation, and the ability to actually put the headmaster inside his alt mode is just so freaking cool, makes this figure worthwhile. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this review, please like, subscribe, comment, check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.com, and I will see you guys in my next video.